Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share a card that I made, a double flip card. I used the paper from the Crafters Inspiration issue 5, and then some of the foliage and stuff from Flamazing Flamingos. And it looks like that. So it's a double flip card. A lot of fun to make. Love the style. And it's kind of large, so I don't know if you were folded up. It's 8 by 6, so I don't know if you could make it smaller if you wanted, but I liked that size. So let me show you how it's made. All right, so let me show you how it's made. I started with a 6 by 12 sheet of paper, so 6 by 12. And this is my sample, so I've marked it all up. And I'm going to leave this here so you can see it. If you can't read it, maybe I'll write a little darker on it. So I scored up 1 inch from the top and bottom at 2.5, 3.5, 8.5, and 9.5. So it's just a 1 inch score, top and bottom, just to the 1 inch line. Then I actually scored the middle of this one, and you don't want to score the middle of that one, so ignore that center. Then you're going to cut a line, a square that's basically 4 inches by 3 inches, and this is a 1/2 inch, and then down for 1/2 inch, 2.5, up for 2.5, so leave a 1 inch border there. So the way that I did this is, once I got the score lines in there, I put it on my paper trimmer, which and said, okay, so I want to come down 1 inch, so I put it to the 1 inch line, and then I cut from 1 inch to, what is that, 1 inch to 2.5, and then from 3.5 to 4, and then from 8 to 8.5, and then from 9.5 to 11. And then I flipped it over and did exactly the same thing on the other side. And then I connected those two this way. Okay, so again, let me put this down so I can, if you're cutting on your paper trimmer, you're going to cut from, this is 1 inch down to 2.5, and then from 3.5 to 4 inches, and then from 8 inches to 8.5, 9.5 to 11. Okay, so cut from 1 to 2.5, from 3.5 to 4, from 8 to 8.5, from 9.5 to 11 on both sides, and then you just connect those cuts down. Okay, hope that made sense, and I'll leave that up in case, and let me kind of, so you can kind of see where the cuts and the scores are. Okay, and then it folds like that and unfolds. Okay, so I've done all of that on this piece of card, and it gives you your nice double flip. And now I'm gonna decorate. I've got mats and layers, so I'm just gonna, I've cut strips. These are basically, I cut 1 inch strips for all of these 4 corners. And on the inside, rather than trying to mat and layer around that corner, I just cut a piece to go here, there, and a piece in the middle, because I thought that was going to be easier. So let me go ahead and mat and layer it. And then I cut out a bunch of stuff from the Flamazing Flamingo collection. And I have, and I cut these, and I just cut little pieces, and I'll show you why in a minute. And I've got both of them. I cut both sets of them. And then I cut two of the flamingos, one, you know, the right side up, and then one I flipped over and inked so that, because I want them facing each other. And then I've got some flowers that I cut, and then all of this foliage. And then for the front, I've got this sentiment. This is an old one, but I thought it went really well. And I just stamped it, inked it, and then cut it in half. But before I put that on there, I'm going to put these pieces on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip them out so that they go on the edge just like that. And I'm going to try and decide. So I'm going to snip that. I just cut these in white cardstock and then colored them. So I'm going to cut it, or I'm going to put it right along the edge like that, and then I'll trim that top part off. So don't be afraid to snip into your dies. Just because these were meant to create a certain size aperture doesn't mean they have to. You can use them however you want. Okay. And then that's going to go right on there, right up against the edge, so that when they're closed, it comes together just like that. Okay. Now let me put the other side on. And you can see I'm just snipping up those edges. We're going to snip this one off right there. So don't ever be afraid to use pieces of a die. This is not how this die was intended to be used, but it's going to suit my purpose after I snip into it. So there's the outside. Now I'm going to decorate the inside, and I'm going to do essentially the same thing, and then I'm going to add my flamingos and some flowers in there. So we're going to snip into this one as well. And then I want this bird of paradise, so I'm going to actually snip that one out and put it in. Okay, so this one's going to go on this side. I don't know if do flamingos have black feet. I thought they did, so I made it with black feet. I'm not sure they do, but then we're going to snip into this one and put the other one on the other side. Now this one's got lots of little pieces, so I can put it wherever I want. But I do want the flower in the bottom so that it matches the other side. Get a little bit of symmetry. Okay. So it looks like that. We'll open it up. And then I may put some of these flowers down here. You know what? I think I'm going to save those for when I put my sentiment on. And then I'll use it around my sentiment. I'm just going to leave it just like that. Okay. So that's our double gatefold, or our double flip card. It looks just like that. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.